in gloomy Florida. Bro, Elian, don't bring your clouds with you. Leave them there. All right, hang on. Let me get this YouTube paused. Hey, go tag 2 people in the Zoom in the chat that should be on this call, guys. And we're gonna get rolling on the training. Oh wait, did I just close it out? I think I did. Whoops. Is YouTube still broadcasting? Can you guys see this? I've never done that before. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. I didn't really know what happened. Good morning, Mama. All right, guys. So let me share my little screen real quick. Everybody's sleeping in this morning. Josh, you scared them all off with your headset. You scared them all away, dude.
It was the bags and the beard.
The bags and the beard. That's right. All right, let me see. All right, so I'm gonna go straight through a recruiting presentation this morning. I hope you guys have your best objections because I'm gonna crush them all. So anyway, let me see. All right, hang on one sec. My dog's being real annoying. All right, you would think my dog never ate food or drank water ever in his life. By the amount of time he just sits by his bowls and whines, it's incredible, Caleb. It's super fun. All right, so what I do, let's see, who is in a quiet place that can talk with me? No one? Cool. Caleb is. Caleb, I'll pick on Caleb. Hi, Caleb. How are you? You can unmute yourself, Caleb. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Perfect. All right. So I'm going to recruit Caleb in 20 minutes or less. Is that fair? And then I'm going to get all of your questions, hopefully, after that. So Caleb, we already did the form thing. I already know a little bit about your family, what you do for, where'd you work at before? Just so I actually have something, because I actually don't know that.
Bolt Logistics, which is an Amazon delivery service partner.
Okay. And you are married with 1 kid?
Yep.
Okay. What do you guys do for fun real quick? Give me something.
Take him for bike rides, watch movies.
Okay. And why did you get on your first call with Josh? What made you decide to get on a call?
I saw a Facebook post.
Are you just looking for more? Were you looking for more money or what?
Yeah, looking for more money.
All right, perfect. So cool. Well, Caleb, thanks for telling me a little bit about yourself. Caleb, I have a few questions for you. I'm sure you're going to have some for me. Is it okay if I ask you a couple questions?
Yeah.
Awesome. So the first thing, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not helpful at all, 10 being incredibly helpful, how helpful would an extra $1,000 to $1,500 a month be for you and your family right now?
That'd be really helpful.
Like a 10, probably, right? What's that going to do for you, Caleb?
Help pay some bills.
Bills, okay. And is that going to help get you guys out of debt a little bit, get you caught up, eventually being able to start saving with that? What's that look like for you guys?
Yeah, it would definitely help us pay off some bills, get us out of debt.
Okay. All right. The second question, Caleb, is there any reason you wouldn't want to get started right away? Anything going on that would prevent you from starting?
Not really.
Okay. Perfect. And then Caleb, I know you said you're married and that your wife works as well. I'm assuming you've already talked to her about getting started doing a different job from home. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. So no issues. You wouldn't have to run and check with her before we got you started with everything. You're good. You'd be good to go if there's a mutual interest today. Correct?
Yep.
Let me say that again. Whoa. It's an aggressive echo. I don't know where that was coming from, but we're good now. Okay. So Caleb, what I say is she would be okay with you making additional income from home, correct?
Yes.
So if you were ready to get started today and if there was mutual interest, you would not need to check with her, right?
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure that he is able to make that decision to get started. It's not that I don't value his wife's opinion. I want her to see what we do. I want them to get on an FNA the next day. But if he's able to make the decision, cool. If he's not, then I'm going to stop it and reschedule the appointment. Okay. because I'm not going to go through a 45-minute presentation and have him go and tell her a 2-minute version of the 45-minute presentation, right? Or of the 5-10 minute conversation, because he's not going to be able to retain everything. You are setting yourself up to not move forward with that person if you do that. Okay. You do what you want, but I'm not going to run that appointment if we get into that scenario. Okay. All right. So she's good. Perfect. Now, Caleb, there's 3 learning tracks. We have a referral partner, part-time, and like a leadership track. And I'll walk you through each of those ones. So I know you said you're looking for like part-time work, but sometimes I explain this and people see something different and they want to do that one instead. So the first one is a referral partner. Basically, you're not doing any work. You're just getting licensed. Once you get licensed, you'll send people to me. I will take care of them for you. You'll make half of what you're eligible to make. Okay, so you make half of the money you're eligible to make. All right. So with that one, Caleb, you can expect a couple $100 a month. Nothing crazy, nothing to write home about, but it's going to pay your cable bill, your phone bill, stuff like that. Okay. The second one is a part-time. So with a part-time person, what we're doing is you're doing 5 to 15 hours a week. When you do what you should do, like assuming you're going to do the things that we tell you to do, right? You'll make anywhere between $1,000 and $3,000 a month part-time. I have a bunch of examples of that. I could show you a bunch of people that do that. They're making the money that they need to make because they're doing the things they need to do. So that's part-time. And then the last one is that leadership track. With that leadership track, what we're looking for, Caleb, is somebody says, hey, I want to open up an office in the next 18 months or so. And we're going to put you on that fast track to doing so. Now, I can't guarantee you anything. Obviously, it's up to you if you're able to lead it and you're able to do it, background checks and stuff like that. But Caleb, if that's something that you want to do, I will work with you to get there and I'll help you get there as quick as we can. I'll teach you how to do everything that I know how to do and we'll build you a business. Now, again, no guarantees, but that is definitely the most lucrative option, is anywhere between $3-5 grand a month or more. Really, it should be more than that, but that's what we're looking at. So with the referral partner, a couple $100 a month, part-time, 5 to 15 hours a week, making like $1,000 to $2,000 or $3,000 a month. And that leadership track making $4 or $5 grand or more a month full-time once you're licensed. Caleb, which of those 3 sounds best for you?
We can start part-time, and if I like where it goes, could I change it to just do full-time?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what most people will say. Well, let's start part-time and see where it goes. Awesome. Perfect. Sounds good. All right. Last thing, Caleb. I know you said you don't have any felonies, but sometimes people forget, right? So we have a background check we're going to have to do. We're going to have to make sure that you're legally able to do the things that we do. So do you have any felonies or financial misdemeanors, anything like that would prevent you from getting a federal and state license in the financial services business?
No.
Okay. No active bankruptcies or anything like that, right?
Nope.
All right. Awesome. And then Caleb, last but not least, like I said, we are going to do that background check for you. We are going to make sure that you can do this. We are going to give you licenses in 5 or 6 different areas. It's a total of anywhere between $5,000 and $7,000 worth of licenses that we're going to get for you. And what we do is we cover the cost of all of that. The only thing that we make you do is fund a one-time refundable licensing deposit of $99. And then a $25 a month thing for our CRM that you're going to use. You can turn that off whenever you want to. So it's $124 to get your license. You get your money back after you're done. Would that be an issue for you today?
No.
All right, perfect. So I'm going to share my screen, Caleb. I'm going to tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do, and we'll go from there. Is that fair?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So Caleb, we're part of Primerica. Have you ever heard of Primerica before?
No, I have not.
All right, perfect. Most people haven't, believe it or not. But Caleb, if I were to say to you, like a good neighbor, what would you say?
State Farm is there.
State Farm is there. So you would agree, Caleb, you've been brainwashed just like everybody else, right? It's okay. It's not your fault. But like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Who's got the little lizard that runs around, saves you 15% or more?
Geico.
Right. And then who's the guy with the pitchfork talking about with the barn in the background? It's Farmers, right?
Yeah.
And we've got Allstate, the little quack, quack duck, right? We got all these different companies. You're in good hands, et cetera, right? You know what I'm talking about. This industry spends an average of $700 million a year on marketing. And we don't actually spend any money on marketing. What we do, it's 100% referral-based business. We teach people how to generate income and build a business in the financial services industry, right? And work off of referrals. So Caleb, that's what we're doing. Now we are publicly traded. Our stocks are about 170-ish a share right now. I haven't looked in a few days, but about 170 a share. We are on the stock market. We have 2.7 million client investment accounts, 5.5 million lives insured through our companies. We've been featured in Forbes magazine with a bunch of different things, top 25 places for diversity, top 25 places for women, a lot of different places, right? Top insurance company, top financial services company. We're also a Fortune 1000 company. We have been featured as the #1 most trusted life insurance company in the country last year, as well as the #3 most trusted financial services company by Investors Business Daily. Now that includes your bank, your mortgage company, your credit union, all those things. That we are the #3 of all financial services companies right now. Okay. So Caleb, we're just a multi-billion-dollar insurance company and also a multi-billion-dollar investment company, two completely different companies you're gonna be able to have access to, both worth multiple billions of dollars because we do what's right for the family. Now, our mission is to help people earn more income, become properly protected, debt-free, and financially independent. So Caleb, people start in one of two boats. #1, they would just want to make extra cash. Perfect. That's you. You want to make extra money, I can help you. Okay. Now, on the other side of that, though, people want to become properly protected, debt-free, and financially independent. Who doesn't want to retire with more money, less taxes, and not owing anybody anything? Right? That's what we teach people. So Caleb, maybe you're like, hey, I just want to make some money. Sweet. You're going to get on these calls. You're going to learn a really good education in money and finances. You're going to learn how to process business. You're going to learn all that stuff. Right? And if nothing else, Caleb, you learned how to retire on time or early for you and your wife. You made sure your family was taken care of and you were investing in the right way. Is that something that you would be open to?
Yeah.
Awesome. So how we do this, Caleb, is we just teach people how money works. We teach them how to get out of debt faster. We teach them how to invest in the right places, what type of life insurances do what. And Caleb, that's what we do. We do that though through a financial needs analysis. So Caleb, the way a financial needs analysis works, basically, if I gave you my address, said, bring the family down, we're going to go to Busch Gardens or we're going to go to Disney, whatever, it's going to be awesome. We'll pay for everything. All you need to do is get here and you have to drive. What would you do with my address if I sent it to you?
Use Google Maps.
Yeah, Google Maps, right? Why? Because you don't know where you're going. You've never been here before. So what we're going to do, Caleb, is we're going to plug everything into the map and it's going to tell us where to go. And now you've never been retired before, have you?
Oh, no.
All right, perfect. So we need to make sure you have a game plan in place. And that's how we do what we do. So Caleb, what we're doing is we're teaching people how to retire, how to get to where they're trying to go as fast as they can with minimizing the speed bumps and the damages that they're going to do on the journey there because they don't know what they're doing. We just walk people through getting there as quick as they can. Okay. So Caleb, my next question for you is how soon do you want to get started making an extra $1,000 to $3,000 a month?
Let's get started today.
Awesome. And then guys, I just take the IBA right there. But like, guys, look, like when I go through this presentation, I'm not giving him places to say no. And if he is saying no, take that as instant feedback of I'm not saying what I should be saying here. The system, the process is set up to have you ask the same questions every single time, like clockwork, that almost everybody you sit with is going to say yes to most of those questions. So you got to walk through it. You have to and if you're not asking those questions and you're asking different questions, that's probably why you're not closing. Because you're not asking those questions. So I have a few minutes. I want to let you guys ask any clarifying questions on the recruiting presentation that I just walked through with you. Any clarifying questions on that? That is what you just watched exactly how I recruit somebody, by the way. Like I did, there's not a secret sauce. That is it. Caleb, what? Or sorry, Ryan, what? Hold on, wait. I saw Shelly ask a question. Yes, I would reschedule like Shelly with him and his partner, 100%. What would you do if you don't have the 124 today? I would still probably show him a little bit of that blue page, not a lot of it, but I'd show him a little bit of it. I'd explain it to him a little bit, and then I'd reschedule. What if they can't get started till the next 2 weeks? Ryan, can you unmute yourself or no? I think you're at work. Okay. So, oh yeah. You can unmute yourself, but we're gonna keep you muted because that sounded like you were inside of a transformer. So we'll have L, can I pick on you for a second? You probably got background noise too at the airport, but
is it loud over here?
Yeah, mute yourself out. I lied. Caleb, we're sticking with you. Okay. So Caleb, tell me, you got to wait a couple weeks or whatever. Okay. So I don't care what the reason is. Like, how soon do you want to get started? Okay, I want to wait a couple weeks. Okay, perfect. Caleb, what's, aside from just not being ready to make the decision today, what's going on in the next couple weeks that you got to wait? Because earlier, right, here's why you asked the recruiting questions. Caleb, earlier you told me you'd be able to get started right away. So I just want to get some clarity on what's going on. What is stopping you from getting started right away? Make something up. I don't care what it is. Just make something up.
I checked my account and saw I didn't have quite enough.
Okay, you checked your account and the money wasn't there. Okay, so earlier it was, and between earlier and now it's gone.
Yep. Netflix.
All right, awesome. No, your Netflix account hit. Okay, perfect. And is Netflix currently making you the income that you need to be making to pay
Yeah,
your
absolutely
bill?
not.
Y'all are laughing. You're laughing, but I would really ask somebody that question.
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. So Caleb, I understand that you don't have the money right now. When is your next payday?
This Friday.
On Friday? Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Monday. So in 4 days. Awesome. Now, Caleb, aside from not having the 124, is there any reason that you wouldn't want to get started right away?
No.
Perfect. So we're going to meet back up on Friday, get you plugged into everything. What time's better for you? The same time, or do you want to do a little bit later?
We can do the same time.
All right, sounds good. So yeah, you sometimes you can't avoid it. Like if they don't have the money, you can't magically give them and make them appear money that they can pay with it. It's just not possible. So what other questions do you guys have? What other objections or whatever are you running into? I know you all have objections because you call me after your appointments and complain that you didn't close and you have issues, and then no one will ask the questions. How can I help you if you can't ask? Mom,
Most time, mine is that they don't have the money. But there's another one, fear of failure. I think I hear every once in a while, and I try to assure them of the environment and that they're not alone. But is there another way that you would help them with that?
So fear of failure. I don't know that I've ever gotten that. I would challenge you that the way you're asking the forming questions isn't giving them confidence that this is going to be something that works for them. So that will be fixed by getting better at asking the right questions. But I never tell them anything, because if you tell them that, it's not their idea. They don't believe it, right? It's like your kids, like, oh yeah, you're so smart, you're so good at math. No, I'm not, even though you know they are. But if you walk them through it, it's their idea. So same thing with this. So Angie, like, it's a good question. So like, all right, Angie, so it sounds like you're just kind of like nervous about something not working out. Is that right? Okay, awesome. So Angie, let me ask you a question. Do you think I can do this business? Okay. And Angie, in the beginning, you don't know what you're doing. So I'm going to be with you on every single appointment, and I'm going to be doing everything with you. I'll be doing everything right alongside you. We'll be locking arms, right? We'll be going through everything together. And so Angie, since I can do the business, I'm going to train you how to do it as well. Okay. So you're not going to fail if you just do what I tell you to do and you let me do it with you. Okay, where people fail is when they go off the deep end. They do different things. They do different systems. They don't follow the things I tell them to do. That's when people fail. Angie, you said you're coachable and you're going to let me help you. Is that correct? Awesome. So we're going to get you plugged into licensing. We're going to get you started with all that stuff so I can coach you and I can help you. So Angie, blah, blah, blah. What's your address? Whatever part you were at when they gave you that, right? You just jump right. What state did you say you live in again? California? No, Michigan. Okay, great. Even if you know they live in Michigan. Or you're in Ohio? No, I'm in Michigan. Okay, great. And you plug it in. So hopefully that helps, but you just kind of got to walk them through there. Like, you might not, like, yeah, you're going to fail if you do it right now. Like, that's fair. That's a completely fair assumption, right? Totally fair assumption. But my job is to help them not fail, right? My job is to help them walk through the things they need to walk through. So, Mom, looked like you were about to say something, and then Angie jumped on and said something, which is fine. But what did you have something?
So I know it's going to happen, but how could you not have it happen? The fact that, so I think Wednesday or Thursday last week, somebody didn't have the money to start till Saturday. So I got back with them and I said, okay, I say I can meet like tonight, like we're going to meet, because my schedule was crazy Saturday. I was like, we'll just get together Saturday. We'll let you know. She's like, okay, I'm flexible. So when I asked her about it, she's like, well, it's not what I thought it was. And now, you know, and then I talked to my husband and I don't think I can do this. She
Yeah,
worded
I mean,
it,
that's
but anyway,
part of that is just people. Like I definitely don't get back on every appointment I schedule. Like it's maybe 50% show back up if I don't close it on that appointment, but you have a better chance there. But even then, like, I wouldn't say you did anything wrong other than just scheduling
Yeah.
a for sure time. Schedule a for sure time. Hey, I'll see you at 9 o'clock on Saturday. Perfect. Awesome. Don't not show up. Even if it's not for you, I'll see you at 9 o'clock and we're going to talk through everything. And even if it's not for you, that's fine. I'd rather you tell me than ghost me. I will tell people that I do not, it doesn't bother me. Let's see. Marlinda, sorry, asked the question.
I also have a question.
Okay, I'll come to you next. You said, I worry about offending someone asking if their current job pays them enough. It's not my business. I'll give you a little, just a helpful hint here. If they're on a call with you there, it's probably because their current job doesn't pay them enough money. And so I don't care if I offend them because they're on the call with me. My job is to figure out how much money they need to make and help them make it. So if they're like, I'm not making enough money, well, great. Like, let's get there. And I was supposed to ask that specific question. I don't know which question you're referring to, but the more specific you can be, the better it's going to be. The easier it's going to be to help them if you know exactly what they need versus you try to like make up boundaries that don't actually fit their life and their goals. Oh yeah, I ask everyone, how much do you make right now? What are you making right now? What would it take for you to double your income? There's a killer question. You ask like, okay, cool. You're making 80 grand a year right now. That's awesome. Probably doesn't feel like it's quite enough, right? Right. Yeah. Okay. What would it take for you to double your income? I'll have to work twice. They laugh every time. They're like, right? Josh, what would it take for you to double your income right now? He's like, gonna just jump out of his moving truck thinking about it. He's like, no way. Right? Yeah. Right. See, so you just ask, like, you sell to the problem, if that makes sense. Like you sell to the issue you're fixing with them. And like, at the end of the day, like you're like this, like selling an IBA, like you shouldn't need to, but you need to help. Like I said last night, if you've been thinking one way for a long time, it's hard to unthink that way. Right. So, Hope, you had a question really quick.
Yeah. Okay. So when we're making these posts for an IBA or to like catch an FNA or anything like that, I'll throw these people into a group chat with Jay and or Bree or both of them at the same time. Then I will personally get a message from those people and be like, well, what is this really about? How am I supposed to answer something like that?
Yeah, hey, that's a great question. I'm still super new. I'm really excited about what I've seen so far. I'm actually not licensed. I legally can't talk about it. That's why I put my trainer in the group chat as well, so they can help.
Okay.
Yeah, just
yep,
redirect them to me.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
Tell
was a
them,
big
hey, ask Jay.
Yeah, hey, ask Jay. You know, I'm not 100% sure, but it's about insurance and investments. I've learned a ton about investing and in my own insurance already. It's been awesome. I know you're going to see value in it, but I legally can't even talk about it because I'm not licensed. Because you can't. Like, you can say really basic stuff, but you cannot give them advice. You can't tell them, hey, buy term and invest it. You are not licensed. You can't do that. It's not legal. Shelly, Cassie, I'll come to you in a second. Shelly said, what if they say I've tried to sell insert thing in the past, right? Whatever Tupperware company or anything like that, right? So Shelly, this is the exact string of questions I always ask them. Okay, so first of all, how did that go for you? Did you make any money? How much money did you make? How long did you, like, I want to learn a little bit. Oh, I tried it. I just signed up for it. I didn't ever go to any meetings or anything. Okay, well, maybe we should start by trying, right? Because at the end of the day, any of those things work. If you do what you need to do, you'll make a little bit of money. But oh yeah, you know, I make like $200 a month for a couple months, and then I had to pay a bunch of money to continue on. It's like a pay to play model, right? Like I had to pay $200 a month so I could make any money. Okay, cool. So Shelly, the problem wasn't that the products weren't good, you didn't believe in the products. It was that you had to pay $200 to make 10, right? Yes. Okay, cool. Well, there's the problem. Like you don't have to do that with us. You don't need to have any monthly fees if you don't want to. If you do want the CRM, it's $25, but you can cancel that. You don't need it. The other thing that I always ask them, Shelly, is like, even if they had success, like I have network marketer friends that make high 6 figures, like almost 7 figures doing supplements. And for me, it's like, how much volume in supplements are you doing? Oh, we did like 10 million in supplements last year. Like, do you realize if you made 10 million in supplements as an RVP and 10 million in life insurance, like just do the math. Like it's crazy, right? You make like 800 grand, 900 grand off that, or sorry, 8 or 9 million off of that. So like, just, I always ask them like, okay, so you would agree that you're selling overpriced vitamins that were maybe lower quality or the same quality as what you would maybe get at Meijer or Target, right? Yes. Okay, great. And I'm not going to argue with you that they're not good and they're not organic and Dr. Oz says whatever about it. That's great. But because they all have their little doctor endorsements, every one of those companies does. But cool. The dude says it's awesome. Great. At the end of the day, it's $45 versus the similar competing product at Target's $30. You're asking your friends and family to spend more money for something that probably isn't as good as what they can get in the store for less money when they want it. It's just a harder sell, right? With this, Shelly, I'm glad you asked, right? Because with this, it's half the cost. It's a better product. It just makes sense. And you're not even, you just walk them through that process. So I can spend more time on that objection because you will get that one. I can spend more time on that a different day. Cassie, what's up?
So how do we get, sorry, I'm with Jenna, so it's very echoey. So how do we get clients? Does the company provide leads? Is something that I get a lot.
Yeah, awesome. Great question, Cassie. Let me ask you a question. Do you want to learn how to fish or do you want to just be given fish every week?
Learn how to fish.
What's that?
I said learn how to fish. Yeah.
Learn to fish. Okay, perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to teach you how to build a business where you don't need leads. In the meantime, if you want to buy them, there's lead vendors all across the country you can buy. I don't have any that I recommend. I wouldn't even recommend doing that. But if you're like, I don't want to talk to people, you don't need to. Go get your license and you can buy them if you really want to. But we're going to teach you how to never have to do that.
Do I talk to like my friends and family? Am I going to have to talk to them?
If you want to, you don't have to if you don't want to. You should, because you're going to be able to help protect them. You're going to be able to give them an opportunity to make a little bit of extra money. And if they don't want to do that, that's fine. Make it up to them. Don't not tell them about it, because here's the truth. At the end of the day, 20 years from now, when my sisters are like, well, how did you make all this money? I'll tell you, remember when I tried to talk to you about it and you didn't listen? That's how. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, that is literally the conversation. Now, I'm not afraid to tell people that because I'm willing to put the work in to back that, and that will happen. But if you're not going to do it, then don't tell them that, right? So if you know you're not going to, but to answer that though, I would tell them like, look, like you don't need to, but would you rather get referrals from people you don't know or people that you do know? You'd rather get it from people that you do know. Cool. Well, then they need to know what you're doing. Like if I never told anybody that I owned a gym, I would never have had clients. Because I never ran marketing for 8 years or I guess 7 years. I never ran not one ad on Facebook. So I had to show people, I had to call people and ask them to come to the gym, come see what it's all about. We get weird about it because you have the ability to recruit somebody and you're like, oh, they're going to think it's a pyramid thing. Who cares? Every business hires people. It's normal. Anyway, what other questions do you guys have? One more. I got time for one more and then I got to go work out.
A publicly traded pyramid scheme.
For real. I'm like, dude, it's on the freaking stock. Anyway. What other questions do you guys have? All right, guys, have a great day. I'll talk to y'all later. Post in the Facebook group. What are you closing today? Or if you don't have any appointments, what are you setting today? I'll talk to you.